Okay, so there are a lot of time management strategies out there. Like, I know, like, if you look on Google and, search engines, you will find like really amazing time management strategies. But you and I know that when you put motherhood in the mix, it's kind of different. So I want to show you 7 techniques that I use to kind of get it all done in my day. Yeah, like 7 different techniques that I use, and they've been super effective. I'm a mom. I coach on time management and productivity. I work with lots of moms to help them get their schedule in order, get them super productive, and start reaching those goals that they've set for themselves, all without sacrificing themselves. When I say themselves, their sleep or their family or even their dreams. So hi, welcome. Let's talk about these techniques that's going to help you to achieve what you want to get done. They're amazing techniques. Okay, first technique is this. Especially if you find that there are certain projects that you don't like doing, and because of that you keep pushing it aside. This technique, I call it focus on starting. Okay, so when it comes to projects that we don't like doing, I don't know if this happens to you. It's actually the starting that is the problem, but the doing is okay. So I'll give example now. If you don't like exercise, it's actually getting up and going to the gym or getting up and doing the exercise. That's the problem. But doing it, it's okay. Like, you actually do the exercise, you're enjoying it, and when you're done, you're like, oh, good job, I did that. So the problem is usually the starting. So really focus a lot of your energy and set yourself up to start. That's one technique I use in my business, in my life, where I don't focus on the details and all those things. I just focus on the starting, and I set myself up to make sure I get started. That's one. The second technique that I use is done is better than perfection. Yep. So my super perfectionist moms, let's just get this thing done. I had a chat with someone in my Facebook group. I think it was it was last week, and we were talking about perfectionism. She's an amazing woman, Jen Anderson. Love what she's doing. She has an amazing app as well. So I was chatting with her about perfectionism, and she made a statement. She said sometimes your B plus is good enough, and most times the perfectionist, you're looking for that A plus, and because you're looking for that A plus, you're working hard and you're not letting it go. That is so true. And the example I actually shared with her was, I love baking, I love making cakes, and I love making like super creative cakes. Most times when I first started, I'm tweaking and I'm moving things around and making sure that things are perfect. And I'm gonna be honest, sometimes I'm not even satisfied with the results. But when I drop off that cake and the person that owns the cake sees the cake, they're just amazed. They're like, wow. And I'm looking at them like, you don't see that line? You don't see the dots? There's no well aligned? Oh, you think it's amazing? Okay. That's when I realized what she was saying. Like, yeah, it's so true, because sometimes your B plus is just good enough. So think about getting it done. It's better than not getting it done at all. So you don't want to waste time in making it super, 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 super perfect. But when you get it done, we can move on. So whether you're packing the kids' lunch and you want to cut out stars and flowers and all of that, maybe some mornings you don't cut out the stars and flowers. You just chop off the edges of the bread and just keep it moving. It's done. The kids are fed. Move on to the next project. The third technique that I use for myself is I also think about consequences. Yes, as moms, we're always telling the children the consequences for their actions, but this is the time for us to talk about the consequences of our own action. So this kind of helps me too with the starting, when I think about the consequences of not getting something done, or the consequences of doing something. So when I think about my day and I think about projects that are so juicy, I want to be a part of it, I ask myself, what is the consequence of this? The consequence might be lack of sleep or even loss of resources. So think in the light of consequences when you do something or you don't get something done. That's another technique that I use. The next technique is fear of failure. I'm going to be honest, the things I've done this year, they've pushed me beyond my limits. Like, I've done a lot of things and I'm so afraid and I'm shaking inside. So you need to adopt what I call confronting your fear of failure. And the only way you can do this is when you need to get something done, ask yourself, why don't I feel comfortable doing this thing? If you can pin it down to fear of failure, which is what it is most times, confront that fear. It's going to be tough, it's going to be hard, you're going to shake on your inside, but the truth is those are growth pains. You are actually going to grow and stretch and become the best version of yourself. So give you a few minutes to look through your day, look through your life, your business, your relationships, and ask yourself, what are the things I've been running away from? This is the time to actually confront that fear. Get support from a coach, from a partner, or however you get your support, and confront the fear of failure. Which kind of leads me to the fifth technique, kind of like fear of failure, but this one I call get comfortable with being uncomfortable. When you think about your dreams and your goals and all the things you want to achieve, trust me, the you right now wouldn't achieve that. If the you right now can achieve your goals, then it's not really your goal. It's done, no big deal. But if you are a big dreamer, the you right now would not be able to achieve that. The you right now has to get very uncomfortable and then move to a place where you're comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's when you can achieve those goals. So when you're thinking about you getting things done in your day, have that mantra for your life, like, I'm just gonna get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Yes, you recognize that it's uncomfortable, but you're gonna embrace it so that you can actually get that project done, and you can stop procrastinating, stop wasting time on things that are not necessary, and get to work. Number 6 is I make my project public. So I remember a time when I wanted to do a masterclass. Never done it before, never done a live webinar. I mean, I do videos and I do speaking and all of that, but a live webinar where people are going to be there and ask me questions, never done it. I was going to be uncomfortable, and I was trying to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. So what I did was I just made it public. I set the date, I put it out there, put it on social media, put it everywhere that this is getting done at this time. So I know I'm gonna have to show up. I teach time management and productivity. I better show up. So I make it public. Like this video I'm recording right now, I actually thought about recording my videos the day before. What did I do? I sent out a message and say, hey, I'm doing my videos today. Make your project public. How many times have you put something out there that you're gonna get it done, that you, because you put it out there, and the shame of not showing up actually makes you show up? So that's a technique that works for me when I want to get things done, is to make my project public. I love rewards. Kids love rewards. So number 7 is to set rewards for yourself. And when I talk about rewards, it doesn't have to be something big and fancy, but let it be something worth your time. So think about the project that you got done. Think about how comfortable you were and all of that. You know, maybe you overcome your fear of failure, and reward yourself accordingly. So do set rewards. That's always a nice thing to look forward to after you've been uncomfortable, and after you've been afraid, and after you've done that thing that you didn't think you would ever be able to do. That's something to always look forward to. So I've shown you 7 techniques of how I get it all done, and the way I kind of trick my mind to make sure I get those things done. And this is a video if you want to join a conversation, like a group where we talk about, you know, these techniques for sure: motherhood, business, career, finding balance, finding that balance. Yes, you should join my Momleader Facebook community by going to www.momleader.com/community. And if you enjoy videos like this, please do subscribe. Like, click that red button, subscribe, and the little bell on the side, the notification will let you know every time that I have a new video. So that's it. I'll see you in my next video.